I'm Theresa V, and this is the place to be if you have big energy and a lot to share with the world. Each month, I check in with our beloved archangels to see what advice they have for us in terms of navigating the energies at that time. In this video, our angels are speaking to us about the power of nourishment and exactly what that means. Stay tuned. We are in the month where we celebrate love, and our angels are really asking us to focus on nourishing ourselves. This goes beyond self-care. This goes beyond feeding. This goes deep. Nourishment is how we feed ourselves in a way that is life-giving, that is life-promoting. They want us to know that people who show up for the world openly, brightly, and fully often find themselves depleted without the time or the energy to put into nourishing themselves properly. They celebrate you for your outward service to the world, as well as your inward service, all of the healing work that you've done for yourself as well. And they're acknowledging that in the last several years, the ways that you would traditionally have nourished yourselves no longer seem to have the same impact. You're not imagining this. This is very real because the energy has shifted. Your energy has shifted. So much of the work that you've done up until this time has really taken root in your system. You are a new being. You are a new energy being on a new energy planet. It's time now to bloom out of that old way of thinking, that attachment to what used to work, and to discover what nurtures you now in this body at this very moment in time. The angels want you to think of nurturing as filling each and every one of your cells to create a strong foundation. Your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body. Those are the strong foundations for the powerful work that you are here to do. The angels want to issue you an invitation and a permission slip to spend time loving on yourself. Many people, especially those who are empathetic and sensitive, those who have come here to hold the big energy, didn't really receive nourishment fully early in life. Many found yourselves in situations with family members who may have tried to give you everything that you needed, but because you processed the world differently, because you showed up and understood things differently, not all of those needs were met on a consistent basis. And so now it's time for all of us to step fully into the role of nourishing ourselves the way we've always needed to be nourished, to take that role as parent for ourselves so we can step more fully into the embodiment of who we truly are. And at least in the Western world, society itself has not necessarily been set up to appreciate the qualities of true deep nurturing. These are qualities like heaviness, slowness, oily, grounded, being stable and enduring. Now, when we think about any of those qualities in a human body, those aren't the ones society really teaches us are necessarily valued. We can see the value in each and every one of them, but when we are constantly interpreting the energies of the world outside of us, those messages get filtered through, they do get in. When we do experience these qualities, we greatly appreciate them. We drink thirstily of them. It's like having a hug from a grandmother, and you can do that for yourself. It is so important to the energy you are here to embody. It's like having a bowl of stew versus a couple of leaves of gorgeous fresh lettuce. One of those two meals would embody the qualities that we're talking about and would really help us to feel deeply nurtured from the inside, deeply taken care of, a heaviness, a groundedness, a way of bringing our energy back here, whereas the other one would help us to grow even more light, more airy. And there is a time and a place for all of these qualities in our lives. And our angels are asking at this moment in time that you really strive to embody those qualities of nurturing, those qualities of that bowl of stew, so that you can be at center, grounded in this experience. Because when you are grounded in this experience, your energy can fly. All of those things you want to do and create in the world can effortlessly move forward. As spiritual people, we always want to be light and free and flying, which is beautiful, and that's a very important part of who we are. And our angels want us to open to the ways of nurturing that can help us to land deeply within ourselves, to let go of the fear of being grounded and rooted in this experience, to let go of the stigma that comes with the thought of actually being in a human body, of preferring the idea of being the light and the airiness, and turning our back on this human experience. Our angels are inviting us into that so that we can be much more effective and feel much more fulfilled in the work that we are doing, in the ways that we're showing up in our everyday lives. Whether it's actions that will change the world on a global scale or taking an action that will help someone in our home. All of this is equally weighted when we look at the universe, creates the ripple effect in the same way. But if we are not nourished, if we are not strong and solid from the inside, we cannot have that same impact. The actions that we are taking are lacking depth. They're being blown away by the wind. We may have the best of intentions, but we are not landing the energy the way we want to land it. We are coming from a place of need, emptiness, instability, ungroundedness. Our angels want us to be more stable so that as the winds of change are blowing around us, we can be rooted, we can be centered, we can be much less affected, so that we can continue to hold our focus, to hold the light in the strongest way possible. We may be called to move into action, but we won't do it from a place of being shaken. We will do it from a place of certainty, of strength, and of fortitude. One of the best ways to focus on deep nurturing is to use a tool that we have with us from the moment we're born, the breath. Taking some deep, intentional breaths, nourishing each of our cells with that prana that rides in to our system on the oxygen, allowing it to spread through our body and nourish our cells, is a fantastic way to create strength, fortitude, vibrancy, vitality from the inside out. This energizes and oxygenates all parts of our body and is necessary for the healthy function of body and mind. Many people are already focused or hyper-focused on the foods that we're eating or the things that we're ingesting. Our angels are encouraging us to let go of holding that so tightly, to let go of having that define us in as big a way as it has until this moment. They're inviting us to become more about the process of giving gratitude for what it is that's on our plate, to giving gratitude for how it got there, from the growing all the way through to how it got to you. Whether you got a seed from somebody and planted it in your own yard, or you went to the supermarket and bought food that was grown by somebody else. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of coordination to get that food to you. And when you connect to your food in that way, you are connecting to all. You are sending gratitude to all. You are acknowledging every bit of energy, every person that it took to get that food to you. And you are taking that food into your body with the energy of gratitude, with the energy of appreciation, with the energy of acknowledgement. And this completely changes how the food acts in your system. It affects you on a much deeper energetic level than if you had just ingested the food after having been worried about if it is something you can or can't eat. Obviously, there are preferences, there are restrictions, but regardless of what's on the plate, if we are functioning this way and if we're setting up the energy of the space where we are eating, whether we're eating outside, having a picnic, or setting our table in a really gorgeous way so that we can enjoy the whole experience of eating, setting your place as though you had invited the divine for dinner, because you're acknowledging that divinity within you. You're acknowledging the aspect, your soul, that is connected to the divine, and you're nurturing yourself the way that you would nurture someone who you wanted to love up, to impress, and to take care of. Lives are very busy. This may not be something that is feasible all the time, especially if you're going from never eating this way to making a big sweeping change. Just aim to do a couple of meals a week this way and see what kind of energy you have as a result. Also remember the qualities that we discussed earlier. Allow there to be some heaviness on the plate. If you are eating that gorgeous lettuce, maybe put some oil on it to bring some unctuousness, to bring that heaviness to what you're eating, to make it slightly more grounding. Our angels want to remind us that we're feeding ourselves with everything we ingest, from media to books to television shows to movies to conversations to spaces. We are ingesting everything and feeding ourselves with it. So those things can either feed us or not, or they can nourish us. And the challenge is to notice if your spaces are depleting you, detracting from your energy, if they are feeding you, and then to say, well, where can I put myself that would nourish me? What can I read? What can I watch that would go beyond just feeding me, just meeting that need, to bringing me life-giving energy? Make time to make yourself a priority, whether it's through giving yourself a luscious oil massage, creating art, food, music, poetry, connecting with children in your life, or listening to the stories that elders have to tell, gaining their wisdom, spending time in nature, planning out your garden. All of these things can nurture you on a deeper level than you could ever imagine. So let yourself explore. What is it that nurtures you? Because when you are in that energy, when you are feeding yourself, you're showing your cells that they are worthy of being loved, that you are grateful for them, that you are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you are giving them strength and life, setting yourself up to be the most solid, the strongest, the most health-filled person that you can be, so you can hold that big energy that you are designed to hold. When you're nourished, when your cells are strong, there is so much less that can affect you from the outside. You are fortified from within, and that's the key. There is no room for anything else coming in from anywhere else. The angels want you to understand that it is time for you to take responsibility for deeply nourishing yourself. It is never too late to start. By honoring and tending to yourself more fully, you can show up better in the gifts that you've been given. The angels are there to assist you in this process. They can do this work with you. But what they need is for you to take the first steps, for you to take the actions, and then they can step in and amplify the effects of the actions that you are taking. Humanity needs to become more and more responsible for its choices as a whole. And what more beautiful way to set the example than by choosing to deeply nurture ourselves and to show everyone the shifts, the changes, the strength, and the successes that can come when we do that and when we commit to it. That feels very complete from our angels for this month. If you would like more assistance in healing and nurturing yourself and having the effects of everything that you're doing be amplified, check out the Healing Hub. Inside the Healing Hub, you'll receive healing energy work and transmissions from the angels each day for the first 28 days of each month. You'll also be connected with an incredible community of like-hearted people who are just as dedicated to service and impact in the world as you are. Also check out Angel Transformation Hour, the group angel reading happening on March 4th. Inside Angel Transformation Hour, the angels will share with us their perspective on what's going on in the collective at the time, as well as answer your personal questions. Nothing is too big or too small to bring to Angel Transformation Hour. I can't wait to assist you in your process in either of these ways. The links to both of these things are in the description of this video or in the comments section below. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you as always for the gorgeous comments that you leave on these videos and for sharing them out so freely so that all who need love and support from the angels can access it. Sending you so much love, and I look forward to connecting with you so soon.